just returned the RV, and it was bittersweet. I had such a good time with it, and to be able to say we did it feels like a huge achievement, right?
Yes, we did it.
How did you feel driving?
A little shaky at first, but towards the end, me and the machine were one. I knew where I was on the road. I was comfortable. Yeah.
And now this feels weird.
Now I gotta get used to a little car. Keep slamming on the brakes.
Yeah, I'm getting a little sick. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I got used to it. It ended up being a little easier to drive at night. Last night we got in late, but just you can see everybody's headlights around you, so you have a little bit better spatial awareness rather than somebody sneaking up on you during the day.
Is that how it feels?
Yeah, you always have to check all your sides to know who's coming up, to know if you need to make a lane change.
But you feel like the technology, and the cameras on all sides
had a
really helped.
Cool video screen up here that always showed the rear while driving, or if you put your turn signal on, it would show, the cameras on each side.
Figuring out the poop situation, that was a little daunting at first, but what happened for us is that we had an extra piece for the tubing that we were trying to make work, and because we had this extra piece that wasn't fitting, we kind of fiddled with it for a really long time before realizing that we didn't need that extra piece. And then once that was figured out, then it was easy, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, once we figured out how
dumping situation.
All the pipes went together.
Yeah, that was fun. I don't know if it was just the model of our camper, but I will say that it was like all sharp edges. Every drawer felt like it had a sharp edge, or maybe the handles had sharp edges, and the kids were constantly dinging ourselves or hitting ourselves.
Each one of my legs has a good
gouge out of it. Yeah, that was fun. So if that is the worst criticism that I have for the whole experience of this camper, I mean, I can't even say that it was too small. I think it was just right. I think my expectations weren't too high about the space, because we've been cruising before and we understand how it is to be confined to a small space for a time. But yeah, there were a lot of sharp edges, unfinished edges, I feel like, in this camper.
Yeah, it was the actual handles of every single cupboard and drawer
was sharp.
Sharp edge on them.
Sharp. I think the bugs got to us on this trip, but that's something you also have to plan for and expect. The weather was very hot in both places, in Pennsylvania and Delaware, so we got quite a few, not so many mosquito bites, but quite a few fly bites. The flies were out to get us. But everybody was complaining about it. I mean, we were talking to people on the beach, and again, if those were the things we were complaining about, this was a fantastic trip. So if you ask me, would I recommend this kind of a trip if you're trying to be safe during the pandemic, to visit your family, or just have something different? If you've never gone RVing or owned an RV, I'd say, yeah, do it. It's expensive. It is quite the expense, because we knew we were going to pay above and beyond when we decided to go see my family in Delaware. We ended up paying $299.08 additional for the additional miles. But we got our whole security deposit back because Nick was very good driving and we were very careful. We didn't bring it back in bad condition. It was actually, I say, cleaner than the way we got it. But that's because I'm weird like that. We should be weird like that, right? Because we're in a pandemic. So we have to be careful and respectful of the people who are going to be using it next, right? It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, and middle of summer, anytime you go outside down near the shore, it's 95 degrees at 100% humidity, and yeah, you just start sweating.
Yeah, that was rough. Not that rough, but it was rough. Packing up the RV to get out of Delaware that morning. It was morning, and it was like 98 degrees and 100% humidity, and the kids weren't going to help, so we did it all by ourselves.
Yeah.
And we always have way too many things because we like to be comfortable when we are where we are. And We had lots of chairs and a pop tent because the awning wasn't working. I'm not sure if you even mentioned that. But when we rented the RV, we found out right at the last minute that the awning, the automatic awning, wasn't working. So they gave us, the rental company gave us one of those expandable pop tents that you could put out over the picnic table, which you saw in the video. Yeah, cleaning it all up and putting it all back. You have to be prepared that you're just gonna have to do it no matter what the conditions are. And we had that crazy thunderstorm that one night, which we hadn't expected, but that was also an experience because we made it out okay. But at one point the RV was rocking and we didn't know what was gonna happen with our stuff outside, if things were gonna get blown away, if we were gonna get blown away. But I think everything turned out real nice. My mom's happy, my dad's happy, Nick's parents are happy, we're happy. Let me know what you think. If maybe we could have done things differently. Like, there's a lot of seasoned RVers out there who do this a lot and maybe have more recommendations about, you know, like maybe we could have gotten it cheaper, or maybe we could have done things differently, or maybe there's other helpful tips for folks who are doing this for the first time, you know, places to go. We would love to hear from you. If you like our videos, make sure you subscribe. Thumbs up to the whole RV experience.